I realize now from sort of vestige of a guy at 75 that how little I understood about what was going on here when I was here. I had one little mission I was trying to do, but the bigger picture of what was going on in the larger conflict and with the people and the history here was, didn't have time for it. As a kid who was, you know, out of college, go to OCS, go to UT training, and so a year out of college, I'm in one of these, you know, the elite fighting forces in the United States. And these guys were guys of great talent and great experience. You know, some of the guys had been on the beaches in Normandy. Some of the guys had been in the Philippines fighting with the resistance against the Japanese. So, you know, I got there, I was just silent. I didn't know what to say to these guys. But nevertheless, we didn't have real concepts. We didn't have a system. We just had a lot of talent and some ideas. And I think when we got to Vietnam, we started to apply that talent to a real objective. And we thought about the way things could be done in an unconventional way, in a way that was not the standard way of fighting a war, in small groups, behind the lines, using surprise, and so we began to develop those concepts that now have, you know, are the basis for the way the SEALs operate. I was a platoon commander, I was a lieutenant. It was my job to set up and coordinate and plan every operation, and then to run it, and then come back the next day and start that cycle over again. And so it was a long, hard. We ran 100 operations in 6 months, so that's, you know, not much time in between operations, and so I don't think I was so much scared. I was worn out. You know, I've been here in '64 and '65. I was last year in '74. I was involved in '75, and we were trying to do what little we could do. I got run over to kind of chase down the Mayaguez. Remember the capture of the Mayaguez by the Cambodians? I was there. I'd had my fill. SEAL Team 1 was earlier in Vietnam than we were. They were up in Na Bay working to try to keep the ships from being attacked by the Viet Cong as they transited the Saigon Canal. And so about a year later, SEAL 2 was asked to come, and so we brought a platoon into Can Tho and into My Tho. And so I was the second wave of SEALs to come. You know, we're running this whole operation into Vietnam for SEALs with a couple hundred guys. I was reminiscing with some of the younger guys who are now in, you know, Iraq, Afghan guys, and, you know, talking about the difference in operations. You know, when those guys go on an operation now, they know where they're going, they know what's going to be there, they know what they have to be prepared for. That's exactly the opposite. We had total uncertainty. We had no idea what might be there, who might be there, what might happen. Though they may have a lot more operations, we had, you know, the kind of stress of the unknown is pretty serious. And with the area we're going to, Ben Tre Canal, I ran one of the, you know, the first operations the SEALs ran there. We went down the canal that goes from Ben Tre to the ocean, and that was a place where you didn't go. The PBRs didn't go there. Nobody went there. That was their place. And we slipped down there one night and ran an ambush on a couple of canals, and pretty successul. And I was afraid to even go back because I feared we had really stirred a hornet's nest. And we told them that we can come here. But my son was born while I was here. And I had, you know, a very long delay before I even knew he was born. It was just after the Tet Offensive, so we had just, you know, all the turmoil of that. My wife said, we had joked about what we were going to name our son. And so the note I got from her was that Olaf is born. Well, his name's not Olaf, but we had joked about that. So he still goes around with the nickname of Olaf. But he called me just before I started on the trip and just wished me bon voyage, and it reminded me that his birthday is now, and he's 47. And, you know, I wasn't there when he was born. I'm not there when he's 47, but I'm here.